about the kind of foundation our fallen heroes and heroines laid for us as far as this Biafra agitation is concerned. They laid a very solid foundation. The kind of foundation they laid is not the kind that can be forgotten in a hurry, because they paid the utmost price. A foundation that was built on such huge sacrifices can never be forgotten. That's why we'll always tell them that we will remember, even when all has forgotten. Even when the Southeast governors, the Southeast leaders, the Southeast traditional rulers, the Southeast politicians or whatever, or allies or whatever they call themselves, when they have forgotten, Ipob Biafra agitators, we do never forget. Our heroes and our heroines remains green, evergreen in our minds. That's why every 30th of May, we don't play with it, which is just by the corner. I think a few days ago, I made a post where I said it is our ethical obligation to remember them. Because when you talk about something ethical, something that is morally right, it is a right thing to do or to remember them. You know, the remembrance of the heroes is always historical as far as Igbo land or Igbo culture is concerned. Many families in Igbo land or in Biafra land, we always remember the dead every same time, every year. Some people will go to church and celebrate or do Thanksgiving in remembrance of the departure of their loved ones. So it is historical. Ndi Igbo respects the dead. And when it comes to these, our heroes and our heroines, their death is not ordinary dead here. We are talking about great men that gave it all. Great men that did not even spare their lives. You know, when you consider the way and the manner some of them went, especially, I remember my own uncle. I have said it here before. My own uncle, onye nke ahụ ebute hozie, ogalo ojala agha. This is our Nigerian genocides against Biafra, 1967 to 1970. He did not come back. It's more than 60 years. He has not come back. The family has admitted that he's gone. So these are the ways and manners, some of these our heroes, which we are celebrating every 30th of May. These are the ways they left. And that is why we can never forget them in a hurry, because it's a moral thing to do. Moral thing to remember them. Moral thing to tell them that their sacrifices are not in vain. And at least I'm happy the death they died is not in vain. As far as me and you have started on this very foundation which they laid, it shows, it tells them wherever they are, anywhere they will always remember, they will always know that the sacrifice they made is not in vain, that there are still men and women standing outside there to continue in the race. Nothing pains a man that he or she starts the journey which he didn't complete. And wherever he or she finds himself, when he looked back and she couldn't see anyone continuing on that race, it hurts, it pains. It seems to be like a wasted journey. But thank God, Ipob Biafra agitators has taken over the battle. And that is why we will not let go. It is an ethical thing to remember them, to tell them that their sacrifices are not in vain. And not only that, there are moral lessons to learn. We that are alive today, we that have taken over the baton, we have lessons to learn from their part, from this pace they set. Ima, Ndi Igbo will always say that in every death, there's always a lesson to learn from the way men lived. That is why, when people died, in our place, in our land, there's always testimonies of how such a man or woman lived his or her life. Many a times, if it's a father or a mother, people will advise their children, if the mom or the dad lived well, people will advise the children, please, to emulate the footprint their parents laid. So to us, Biafra agitators, IPOB members that have started on this great foundation, we have lessons to learn from these heroes and heroines. The first thing, to me, I picked from them is the resilience. These are the men that withstood Nigerian Great Army, not only Nigeria, despite the foreign aids, foreign supports. Our Biafran heroes are na-ekwukwe. Some of them are local obunigwe, keji, local machete, ụfọdụ ụkwa ndị mma ha ji that cannot even cut anything. But despite that, they withstood. They did not give up. They continued. They did not even spare their lives. They sacrificed their life. That is resilience, which is one of the lessons we, the living, is picking up from the way they lived. As well, we saw the cost of freedom. The highest cost one can pay is a cost of life. This is the cost these guys paid. Because I'm sure if it's what money can buy, some of them would have exchanged money for their lives. Some families would tell you, come onye agaun, come here, millions gaba, come here, billions gaba. But when it comes to these, our heroes and heroines, they chose to sacrifice their life. That is the highest cost for freedom. Freedom that was purchased with the biggest cost in the universe. So as we are journeying, many a times, when there are certain things we go through, it can now with some people. Maybe when we saw persecutions, either from Nigerian government or wherever, when we see the activities of infiltrations, when we see arrest, attack, those are the things that are being set up to weaken us, to weaken our mind. But to these our celebrated heroes and heroines, they did not give up. It cost them life. So to purchase freedom, freedom is very, very expensive. And the people that are willing to embark on such a journey will always be willing to go for it, whatever thing it costs. So these are the lessons we learned from their lives, the way they lived, how they pursued this goal. We learn from the dead. So, I'll be going into what I have for today. The topic I chose, I said ESN is for the defense of Biafra land. Why did I even choose to talk about this? Many a times when I see certain things, thank you. Okay, Mama Agnes saying they won't dog. Mama, thank you. I can see Chimwanya Okonkwo. Thank you, Chimwanya. Yeah, I can see Oborongo. Borongo, thank you as well. Yeah. So at times when I go through the social media, when I see certain things, I just, I laugh. Especially in these recent times, we are going through, will I call it certain infiltrations, certain jeopardy, certain sabotages against the struggle. So I think it was yesterday, I stumbled into one write-up like that. They called it public again. Let me look at it again. Let me have a look at it again. So they called it a public statement. If we remember the disbanded pseudonym in the name of a powerful, the very office IPOB leadership decided to abolish as a result of hijack over the office, because this has been an office that has been writing for IPOB, that has been communicating for IPOB to the outside world, until IPOB saw that the office is no more attainable. The office became compromised. It became hijacked. Some people that thought that the struggle belongs to them, because they saw that office as an office that is the mouthpiece of IPOB, an office that speaks for IPOB. So they decided to hijack it, to be issuing statements, personal statements, statements of personal interest in the name of IPOB. Because anytime that office releases any statement with the name of IPOB, it attracts attention of the public. The public knew that it were IPOB speaking. So the leadership, and not only the leadership, a lot of us, we started to notice that office is no more living up to expectations. The office became an office in our saga. It became an office in Ebu propaganda. How do I mean by propaganda? We remember the same office of a more powerful carry the propaganda that some people and some leaders of IPOB are working with the Southeast governors. The same office published beginning of this year as well that certain individuals in the DOS wants to hijack power from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So which other way can you describe propaganda? The office became totally compromised. It became a mouthpiece of Kanu's. Each time somebody like Kanu will sleep and wake up, and he think it's time to push some certain things, maybe against Mazi or against any member of the DOS, he will pick up on that office and make some writings and push out to the public. And this is the kind of thing the Nigerian media likes to carry, especially when they notice, when we this press release here, this is the kind of thing they like to peddle around as coming from IPOB. So the HOD Mazi Dozian, in his own wisdom, decided to disband the office. So the office has become disbanded. It's no more affiliated to IPOB. It does no longer speak for IPOB. Some people might have picked it up, hijacked it, as their own mouthpiece, maybe to speak for them, to use it to fight their personal fights. But as far as IPOB is concerned, and we have let the world know that this office is no more affiliated to IPOB. So yesterday, when I was going through, scrolling down on my Facebook, I stumbled into one of piece write-up from this same office, and it calls it Public Statement by IPOB spokesperson Emma Powerful. So when I read it, immediately my mind crossed, because the criminal that took it over to write about this jargon was responding, or was making references to the press release by Mazi Edoziem. If you remember, this week, that was on 30th of April, and yesterday was 4th. That is 4 days later. These people that hijacked that office decided to write or issue statement against what the IPOB DOS, headed by the head of Directorate of State, Mazi Edoziem, published. Because some of us online, we did some write-up in regards to that publication from the hijackers. I think I saw Lion Man. Lion Man wrote something, I think yesterday and today, about it. Me, I've been very busy, so I'm off from work today. So this morning, I made some few write-up in regards to that, and I said, okay, I'm going to come on this evening to talk more on that. We are not trying to make things up or to keep talking, no. One thing with IPOB, we do not joke with our standard. We do not joke with IPOB structure. If you can play with any IPOB member, especially the hardcores with anything, don't joke with them, with the laid down structure of IPOB, especially when you want to ridicule it. Many of us will go out of bound to expose you, to talk about you. Wag touch, the way Lolo Neka will always say, Nana about touch. I wag touch to understand you, to understand your motive, where you are coming from, and where you are going to. So I will be touching on the jargon this disbanded office brought. And to be honest, I do detect people's write-up. Somebody like Emma Powerful, then I used to be among the people that praise that office with their style of writing, because that office used to write very well. I know the style of his writing. So what I saw yesterday, when I read that write-up, I knew it's not Emma Powerful that wrote this. Because we notice different individuals has been hiding behind him to write. Even the very one that wrote this of yesterday, I know that person. Some of you know. But along the line, in my own tamnis, offer harmony, you know. I'm on onye una, oya adapum no, na ganta akpa onya. No, I can't go to come now, you know. So the person that wrote that public statement under Emma Powerful, disbanded office of Emma Powerful, we know you. And we know the kind of stones you've been throwing all along. We know the Facebooks you've been hiding behind to throw your stones. And yesterday, yesterday you hide behind Emma Powerful. So we'll be talking about it. I need to bag a little touch today, you know. Now, I want to take you. Before I take you to what Mazi Edoziem, the IPOB wrote in the press release, which the criminal behind the write-up wanted to a kind of made caricature. ESN, all of us knows everything about ESN. I would say everything. Because now ESN, as we know, is a child of necessity. As a result, to defend our land. Because our land becomes a hotbed for the Fulani Maludas. Even when you come to Biafra land, we are rich people. We are very, very industrious. It is in Biafra land that when you kidnap a soul, even if you place a ransom of 15 million, it will be raised for you. So those marauders, the abductors, the terrorists in the north, their eyes were fixed on our land because we are blessed people. When you talk about the most industrious, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is in the Biafra land. When you talk about development, aesthetic buildings, gigantic buildings, it is in Biafra land. When you talk about well-progressive group, it's in Biafra land. All these things, all these virtues made us enemies. We became automatic enemies to the criminals, to the marauders, to the terrorists. We became their target. Even when we are in their land, we progress far beyond them. Go to the southwest. Ndi Igbo will always dominate. To the north, Ndi Igbo will always dominate. Of course, they won't be happy. So we became a threat to them. And that is why they see us as people that should be oppressed, as people that should be marginalized, as people that should be dealt with. So Biafra land became the first hotspot for terrorist activities. On Abanyano, or Biafra land like a. That's where they started their invasion. They connived and considered themselves as headers. Actually, if you barata, Abani Hizushi, destroy our crops, rape our women. We remember one affair now in Enugu State. A harm of known every week. Enugu State, or 1 week, one invasion. As a result, ESN was given birth to defend our land. December 2020, thanks to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he gave birth to ESN to defend our land. And 6 months later, after forming ESN, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya. Extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw the vision of ESN just only 6 months outside. Thankfully, we have DOS leadership that we are able to nurture the seed of protection, the seed of defense for Biafra land. At the birth of this vision, its mission statement, we are open. It's only hand. All of us are the mission of ESN. Their mission are in on a supermarket no. Their mission specifically is for protection of our farmlands, where those marauders were eyeing as their target. Oh, yeah, just because the bushes, the farmlands, is the primary area of assignment. ESN became a defense for the people, because looking at the name, it's called Eastern Security Network, meaning it is for the protection of the eastern states. It is not a security for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Neither is it a security for his family. Neither is it a security for protection or for destruction of eastern state politicians. Neither is it a security apparatus to go after the elite. No, this is far beyond from what it is. It is for the defense of our land, the defense of our farmers, the defense of our people. And not only that, remember, I started by saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted 6 months later, after the birth, after the vision, after giving birth of ESN. And ESN was left in the hands of the leadership of IPOB, the DOS. They took over because the security, such magnitude of security, needed protection. It needed security. It needed maintenance. Because we are all aware, no other people formed, sustained, maintained ESN, if not we. ESN had no support of any Southeast politician, neither the support of any Southeast governors, but we, because it has been we securing ourselves, we fighting for our freedom, we doing our own thing for ourselves. Thankfully, IPOB leadership and IPOB in general took over the maintenance of ESN. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, because the target is on IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not actually the target of the Nigerian government. Had he was the target, ha ke egbufukwue na Kenya. But the target who ke ejide ejikpa ya. The more I ejikpa ya, the more ha na ejikpa. The Biafra struggle. But thankfully, we were able to secure, to protect, to defend Biafra struggle even unto this day. I have said this before and I will continue to say it. There has never been a time in the history of Biafra struggle that IPOB that we have suffered the height of persecution we have suffered in these last 5 years. Under these 5 years, Nigerian government talentu to destroy IPOB. They did everything to destroy ESN, to destroy IPOB. Ha mekata with them infiltrators. In the last 5 years, it's one of the things we battled. We knew how fierce we fight with those criminals. Because the whole effort to make sure that there will be a fight between IPOB, between Biafra agitators and the Biafran people. Because the worst that can happen to a man or woman anytime you make a with your own people, you can have problem with outsiders, but your defense remains with you at home. But anytime you have problem in your own home, you are not secured. So Nigerian government, they thought front and back, the worst they can do is to make sure that they destroy IPOB before our people, to cause enmity between us and our people. That at a time, the agents they use became willing to mass willing tool of destruction, destroying their own people. Have you seen where people destroy their own people? The initial setup made to defend and protect their people were later disguised to be the ones killing, destroying the communities. The work of infiltrators. These are different ways the Nigerian government made sure that this security apparatus is destroyed. Do we talk about funds, including the ESN funds we had? We know how much it was. A lot of money. A lot of money. We are seized. Nigerian military will every day say ESN camp discover this, ESN this, ESN that, all in effort to jeopardize and destroy this very, very struggle, this security apparatus set up by IPOB. But one thing IPOB never relents. If you watch in the last 5 years, IPOB saw the handwriting on the wall and stood out to protect and defend the struggle, to protect and defend ESN. If you remember those days, Mazi, when you listen to him on Radio Biafra, he keep on guiding, directing, opening the eyes. Now, what the public? These are the criminals that we are masquerading as ESN. They are not ESN members. We issued a lot of press releases communicating to the public, this is not us. We disassociated ourselves. I have said this before, that I am in the media today is as a result of Ekbeluma infiltration. I have never been a Facebook, I'm a social media person. I saw what Ekbeluma was doing. I was among the first that saw his steps. And I said, no, we need to defend the struggle. No mepe Facebook. You know, all of us, many of us dived in. We fought so hard. IPOB DOS did. We did all manner. We went to Finland to let the authority over there know. Each time, and then we press releases, we keep on talking about it. DOS broadcasts on Radio Biafra, we keep on talking. We did not hide the criminals. We exposed them. We fought hard to separate, to disassociate our name, our ESN, from these criminals. We made sure we did. And finally, at the end, we is now beginning to see people that aided the criminals that wanted to destroy the name of ESN, to start to begin to claim that they are the owners of ESN, that they are the ones in charge of ESN. That is why I want to talk about it. Because it's always good anytime criminals rises to claim what that does not belong to them. It's always good we expose them and we put them to where they belong. So back to the so-called public statement issued under the name of Emma Powerful. The writer of that public statement is from Kanu's, on the Kanu, that statement. Because they have continued to fight themselves, not us. They have continued to fight IPOB, the leadership, because the leadership, IPOB in general, saw their handwritings on the wall, saw that they want to make Biafra struggle, IPOB, their own property, their own personal business. And we said no. They wanted to usurp power as the owners to control IPOB the ways and the manners they wanted. They wanted to usurp power, to control, to embezzle, to misuse IPOB fund. But we said no. In fact, we even called, let the struggle be shifted away from them. Because this is not what we came here for. All of us came to contribute our quota. Somebody like me, I have not relented in supporting IPOB financially, especially ESN. When it comes to ESN, ESN occupies a special place in my heart. And not only me, likewise many other IPOB members. There are some people that in every month, even if you go your monthly due, there is to set up something by the side for this service of ESN, because we want our land to be protected. You cannot send guards out without providing the necessities for them. That is why at times, these guys, if not for anything, since they have chosen to defend us, to secure us, to protect us, we on our own, we have to do the little we can to make sure that they are secured, that they are protected. Because without you providing the necessities for him or her, you are exposing such people to attacks. That is why many of us have heart for this ESN, Eastern Security Network. Over the 5 years, the money mapped out for these services were hijacked. In US, we continue to manage. These are in the midst of the difficulties, in the midst when we were fighting so hard to disassociate the operatives from the criminal activities of the infiltrators. We were doing this even without funds. Even the funds that were meant to be relied on, the one in Germany, was as well seized. So this operatives, ESN operatives, IPOB, DUS, we found ourselves in the midst of two deep ocean. In the midst of two deep, it's always good that we reflect back. If you understand where you are coming from, if you understand where you are coming from, you will be able to connect to where you are going to. That is the picture I'm trying to paint here for us to understand what we went through. The people that have surfaced online today to claim that they are in charge of ESN, we saw how they worked with the criminal infiltrator in the Kanu, including Mazi Nnamdi. At a time, Simon Ekpa claimed to be the ESN. Ekpa, Simon, Joko. Every Saturday, they are doing fundraising and they are calling it ESN. And the criminals they are using in Biafra land, we are kidnapping people, bringing them to camp, and they are telling them they are ESN. This is ESN camps. Onye zuru ego ya signa on the ESN. My own brother, the one that senior me, at a time I say no or ESN commander name. Transfer social amount to this POS account. These are Oshi, AG, AHA IPUB, AHA ESN Wezu. All of us, Anyawa Hanketi, we fought hard. The leadership fought hard. That time, to be honest with you, Ochurumola, I had sleepless nights. Those days I did. I had. Now we are now beginning to see the criminals that supported the infiltrators. The criminals that backed the infiltrators coming out to tell you now that has supported ESN in the last 5 years, that we make sure that ESN did not go down. Even when the money matters for ESN were seized, from Obele and Kanu within ESN were able to be sustained. Do I talk about the DOS leadership? The ones that managed. They managed the ESN without fund, without ego. As a result of ego, we lost some of these guys. Because they got wrong. This DOS leadership were able to manage, control things, to make sure that this service did not collapse. Because the service, the kind of attack it went through, all experienced men handle ESN. Anyaka Basago, ESN would have been collapsed. But it did not collapse. Now, going straight now to what I came here for. Mazi Edoziem, the HOD, released a memo on 30th. One thing I knew and I understand about Mazi Edoziem, and he's a serious guy. Anytime he issues a memo, something prompted it. Anytime he speaks, he doesn't speak in vain. He works and collaborates with other DOS members. So the press release, the memo Mazi Edoziem released on 30th of April, which is just 4 or 5 days away. The press release buttresses on ESN. If some of you will remember, in this press release, I keep on calling it press release. It's a press statement. It's a memo, press statement from Mazi Edoziem, from Ipob. He talked about Fulani herdsmen and Islamic jihadist invasions and attractions on our land. He talked about that we are being mindful of how some of our people, especially our traditional rulers, in our place, traditional rulers, these are the men that can, when you go to know Fulani neighbor people is a jihadist that wants to settle on their community, give them money. They will show you a very big land to settle. We have this kind of traditional rulers. I'm not saying it's all of them, but we have people like that. We have politicians in our place. Politicians go come and settle. Okay, what are Ojo Zokalo doing in our place? So most of these politicians, these are the guys that are selling our birthright to the Fulanese. It has also of IPOB. It has been IPOB. We've made campaign against jihadist settlement on our land. I remember when we did about their IDC camp, their refugee camps. You remember? When they wanted to site one in Imo, and you ban it, no good in here. Who we had in here? It's only IPOB. Because we understood the effect on us, on the community where they are going to come to settle. One operation of ESN, we should always remember, goes with intelligence. M-Branch works hand in hand with ESN. Most operations, the driving force behind ESN is the operation intelligence of M-Branch. Any tip-off, we see actions, backup actions that follows it. Any community in a tip-off intelligence that the traditional rulers are planning to give away or appropriate some part of our land to the headers, to ndị na-ebe mmadụ isi. You see IPOB, we start to speak, to condemn, to agitate, to say no. Because any community that attracted them, they are not settling in our place, and they are coming often to fight, to destroy our land. You would have imagined when they then settle. So these are one of the areas IPOB has been battling against Fulani invasion, terrorist invasion, jihadist invasion on our land. There is a community in Enugu. There is a tip-off. This is what is about to be done. Imane Enugu. Most of the problem within the Fulani is mostly from Enugu. The same Enugu came tip-off. This is what some communities, some individuals are trying to do. And some of them are people that are fighting against ESN. Some of these communities in Enanya has our people, our ESN, our members in the army. They are no onye IPOB is an ESN member. So these are kind of intelligences IPOB do get often. So such intelligence came that certain places in certain communities, these are the things they are planning. And exactly what prompted this press release from Mazi. I want to show you something. You know, some of us, when we read certain memos, at times we do not understand, and we don't blame ourselves that we do not understand until you are explained. In this memo Mazi post just 4 days ago, when you read the last paragraph, let me read it out. It says, the Directorate of State of the indigenous people of Biafra are aware that certain individuals in some communities are working in collaboration with the Nigerian state to create the condition that will allow Islamic jihadists and Fulani terrorists unhindered access into our land. The DOS wants to assure them that we have unaccessible intelligence on who they are and their activities of sabotaging ESN operatives and betrayal on our land. We can only ask them to desist before it is too late. Then when you come up to the second paragraph before the last, Mazi said, the DOS of IPOB has the mandate from the Biafran people to protect Biafra land, protect Biafran people, and all residing peacefully in Biafran territory. So this is what this press release is all about. In this press release, Mazi was not issuing command to the ESN members. Of course, they know how to communicate with them. They have managed them in the last 5 years, and they have managed them well. They have inculcated among the operatives discipline and control. They have made sure that this operatives sticks within the limits of its assignment. They have made sure that these operatives do not go beyond what they're supposed to do. They have been under control, under code of conduct, that they are not allowed to behave in certain ways and manners. I think it was in the 4th anniversary, that was the anniversary of 2024, we had the ESN. During the anniversary, they were taking oath. They took oath. And what is the content of that oath? That they are not allowed. They will not engage in criminalities. They will not buy Onyakaya Docha, our own people, anybody that has not sabotaged. These are men under discipline, under control of DOS leadership. These are men that do not go beyond certain boundaries. I think, let me look for on one of those anniversaries where, I know some of you will remember. Some of you that do remember things. Stand in Biafran soil.
To make the following declaration. That from today. Number one. As an ESN operative. I shall not. Shed the blood of an innocent Biafran.
I shall not shed the blood of an innocent Biafran. This is discipline and control within these operatives. Continue to
or any human being who is not a threat.
Who is not a threat.
To IPOB ESN. Or the Biafran standard. If I do so, may the land of Biafra destroy and expose me.
Okay, why am I even bringing this? I am trying to paint the picture of a level of coordination, discipline, control within this operation, because they are under the central command of IPOB, the DOS, that they have been operating within specified decrees. They do not go out of bounds. These are the kind of efforts the leadership put in place to make sure that this service remains within the scope or the vision the objectives of its setup. That they will not engage in criminality. These are some of the things people do not understand about ESN. Because na onye in criminal, the criminals ESN, they were doing more than this. How about Bukatalande mother Babona publicly? We saw how Kwadekidi Hana by Angel, Angel makeup, Mama Hagas. Kida had that guy Babu 2 boys. 2 boys or 3 boys. Before camera. Because that is the way they operate. So what I am trying to do, DOS on their own part made sure that this operation is well secured, is well protected. It does not go beyond its limits of operation. IPOB members on our own. IPOB media. We fought hard to make sure that the services were protected. The members that have been supporting with their dues, with the ESN support, with monthly due, everybody, all hands were on the plow to make sure that these services were protected. We did not even protect only the services of ESN. We protected Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which the criminal infiltrator, we are using his name to steal, to scam, to destroy the name of IPOB. As I said before, along all this fight, the people that have come out today to claim that ESN now belongs to them, we did not see them join in the fight. Sorry to say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refused to do the necessity. All along, we were fighting with Ekbenuma. I was saying in my heart, because we do, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to come to court, and he do speak. He spoke about, what do they call it? Sit at home. He lambasted about it. But during those lambasts, people like me, we are expecting him to mention Simon Ekpa, that Simon is not working for him, but he did not do it. Meanwhile, Simon on his own part will claim he is the disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is fighting for his release. The siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are supporting Simon Ekpa behind. IPOB and IPDOS leadership, we fought so hard to secure the operation of ESN, to disassociate it from the criminals. And as I said earlier, I was surprised to stumble into their so-called press release from Emma Powerful. Because anytime I have said it, anytime I see a write-up from the original Emma office, I knew. So when I stumbled into this public statement write-up yesterday, I know the person that wrote it. Because this is an office, they hijacked it to be using it maliciously. Because the target has been to jeopardize the activities of the DOS. That is why I know ezipụ ndị lawyer. Ndị lawyer pụta na airport asị ndị 100 men ana m ekene o mman ekene o, all just efforts to ridicule the DOS, to jeopardize and downgrade the activities. Because enwere 100 men may exist. In how ways of Simon Ekberima. I liken it as Ekberima warships. Apakia 2 warships somewhere. Fighter jet has been 2 fighter jets is now hovering in the Biafran space. Ushi. I must get Biafra na biha don avid. Get with it. This has been the activities of Kanu. So when I saw this write-up yesterday, I went to Kanunta because I know they are all working in hand, and the write-up is coming from the Kanus. So when I went, this is what Kanunta wrote. Because this is a man that wanted to come and lead IPOB from the back. He said, if you have enemies, good, that means you stood up for something. The indigenous people of Biafra has alleged that individuals parading themselves as online as commanders of its armed wing ESN are imposters and state agents sponsored to destabilize the oppression. He is accusing people that they are imposters. They are claiming to be in control of ESN. This is coming up 3 days after Mazi posted memo, public statement about ESN, warning some individuals in Biafra land that IPOB have the right, have the mandate to deploy ESN to secure our place. This is the only content of that memo from Mazi. He never issued any order to the ESN in this very memo. Rather, he was telling those individuals, those corrupt individuals in the communities, to warn them that ESN has the right to come and secure our land in their communities. That they should be warned from reporting our ESN members to the security forces, because that has been the activities of some of the traditional rulers in our place. Some communities, this is what they do. As a result, Mazi has to release a memo to warn everybody that IPOB ESN has the right to secure our land, as it is a mandate. Then Kanunta Kanu na Ndibe Kanu, because they have made themselves enemies of DOS activities, enemies of IPOB. I don't know when and how. Let's go to their write-up. We'll be analyzing them one after the other. So, their write-up through Ipob says, blah, 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 attention of blah, 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 blah has been drawn to the activities of online imposters. He calls the memo Mazi released imposters. He called us imposters, infiltrators. I want you to mark the two words, imposters, infiltrators, and state-sponsored charlatans. Parading themselves on social media as commanders of ESN. I don't know if this makes sense. Issuing fake directives and attempting to mislead the public. Let it be made abundantly clear, ESN does not take order online. ESN will never take order online. ESN was not created for noise. It was not created for propaganda. It was not created for social media performance. It was created for defense structure. Now, they are already making allegation here. The memo says, from Mazi says, issuing of warning to some communities and individuals that are reporting our people, that are reporting ESN operatives. But here they have turned and coined it round, calling it social media noise, calling us imposters, that we are imposing ourselves on ESN. We are coming, according to them, that ESN is not in our hands, or is not in the hand of the DOS. But they refuse to tell us who then has been controlling ESN. Because as far as we know the controllers of ESN. In the last 5 years, we have witnessed ESN anniversaries. In the last 5 years, we have witnessed activities of the ESN. For the I go say here bahana achuefi the Fulani. Their activities. Until at a time, if you own some of you that remembers things, at a time it was recently Mazi said that because of security threats against our people, that activities of ESN will no longer be being showcased. Which somebody like me, I agree to that. Because after bringing out those pictures and videos, the next day, a military operation in that community. And the people, they will always go for the innocent. So the leadership took a decision not to be showcasing videos and pictures. But why am I even talking about this? I am pointing at people that have been accusing. Because if you accuse of the controllers of ESN that they are imposters, of imposter no, of imposter no, I can't about it because I know how to use different words, and calling people infiltrator. In the actual sense, who is the infiltrator here? You are talking about the people that abetted, that aided the activities of Simon Ekpa. People that we are working behind us, working with Simon Ekpa. People that we are collecting money from Simon Ekpa. People that refuse to mention that Simon is not working for them. It was too difficult to mention, to disassociate, despite I have said it before. Our fight with Simon Ekpa would have been a small stage fight. Had it been Mazi Nnamdi Kanu open mouth and disassociate himself from Simon Ekpa, because all the narratives from under pilot has been that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu chose him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him to take over radio. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him to start to speak on his behalf. He is the disciple. This is a fact that would have been a very mild one for us. But the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that's supposed to disassociate himself, just the way we were fighting to disassociate him from the criminalities of Simon, he refused to make the fight easy for us. He refused to disassociate himself. It was at the end, he was taken to Sokoto now, Correctional Center, that he then told one bishop of Uji River, that came to see him, that some of the charges brought against him were the charges that were caused by Simon Ekpa. But it's already late. You had that opportunity and the chance to refute your association with him, but you didn't. Rather, you know, lawyer that we are working with him. And I now communicate behind us. We fought hard online. We fought hard even on the ground. Some of our members were slaughtered by the autopilot. After slaughtering him, the criminal Simon Ekpa went straight to his Facebook or his Twitter to tweet that the bagger has gone. He's been brought down. He posted his picture. He boasted in buying some of our people. These are the prices our people paid in protection of ESN, in securing Ipob as a movement. After all this fight, we are seeing these people coming out now to tell us, to call us imposter. How are we the imposters? Have we not maintained the services? have we not been contributing? All one are contribute. Rather, these are the people. All these people. All they go for on. After Madam Oyibo carried the one he carried, the money people we were relying on Kanu and on Nnamdi. On the Kanu seized without money up to today. So actually they will infiltrator. It is you people. Actually they will imposters. It is you people. Because the activities of you would have stifled ESN. Oh no, deny funding on ESN. Sorry to say, some of the data among the ESN members, some might have been avoided had it been funds were made available. Is it not? Can you release some money? Somebody is bleeding. Somebody is injured. Somebody is not well. These are lives that would have been saved. But these are the guys, Zulego, that was meant to use to maintain ESN, are coming out now to call the controllers, the managers of ESN, imposters. If they are imposters, can you then tell us who then has been controlling ESN in the last 5 years? As I said in the beginning, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted 6 months after ESN formation. So the people that have sustained, maintained, and balanced ESN is no other people but the DOS. Despite starvation of funds, despite increased attacks of the Nigerian military, but the services were not cut off. So who then is the imposter here? Because now imposter means onye na assume to be what he or she is not. If you call the controllers of ESN imposter, what then are you? Who are you then? If you call them infiltrators, infiltrators. I can't believe this. Just na Mazi release in the memo. Yeah, let's continue. And they said again, let me put on my glasses. They said again, those issuing imaginary orders online in the name of ESN are not part of that structure. So, they are trying to say Nnamdi DOS are not part of the structure of ESN. Who then is part of the structure of ESN? You see, this is why Nnamdi Kanu amanyega aka na ESN. Stop doubting it. It's a reality. It's a reality. We had when the one back home, get out here, Emma Kanu, Prince Meme. We had when he was in prison for 3 months. Why can't he say why he was imprisoned? Because no JJ organized one doshi. Because his activities has been on which of the politicians to collect money from. Kedu elite they will dupe with the name of IPOB, because all they care and know is deal cutting. Onye nke aha, that's Prince Emmanuel Kanu, all the very good in cutting deals. Is he not the one that cuts deals with Say? Not only Say, all my bendy politicians in the Southeast. We have seen him with Ifeanyi Oba of late memory. It was even Ifeanyi that exposed how many times he has been coming to collect money. These are the men that we were expecting, even if you go to them, ask them to seek for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Rather, each time he goes, he asks for money. Ego. Because this is what that interests them. Why is he putting hands in the ESN? On the ground of monetary interest. Because now, he's a deal-cutting guy. He is somebody that will tell you that he has men that can protect you. Ha onwelo men who bugasi osisi with granite. You know what I mean? Nature kaya men. Let them protect you. That is why he's so interested in ESN. O mekata ja manya kana nke ha kpọrọ motherland nke o ji zuo shi eji zuo hi ka ndị mmadụ. That was when he had a problem and went to the prison for a few months. When you see them imposing themselves as the ones that are controlling ESN, they have a target. These are avenues how you will now choka hana court deals with the Nigerian, with the Southeast politicians. Even the Southeast politicians will, especially now the elections that is by the corner. Many of these politicians now like guys, buewe, gana dirty work, underground dirty work for them during elections. These are some of the activities of this boy Anakbo Ememe. Each olu court or deal, God, don't worry, I got men that will protect you. Men that will do work for you. Omega sign ndoshi on enedanya on ESN. That is why more on Anya had in ESN. Kaicha that very one. Anya had in ESN. Because all cholo ndị a ga-ebunye gasị egbe ọ ga-asị gị na onye nọ in control ịchọzie o mere gị some boys assign. These are criminals ha na-gather together. They call ESN, but they are not. As far as we know, ESN remains under the IPOB Central Command, and we know who controls them. Let me play you this. This is coming from the Deputy HOD. He made this broadcast in March. He made this broadcast in March.
Rules broadcast. I just want to let Biafrans know that broadcast.
Let me start it.
Rules broadcast. I just want to let Biafrans know that broadcast was presented indeed on behalf of Biafrans and the leadership as well. It wasn't just Chinasa's own opinion. It is opinion of all of us. And by the way, he's one of us. You have to understand that. He has our security department.
Did you hear it? Who heads the IPOB security department? And it's nothing but the truth. This is Deputy HOD speaking. It is not Ndebe Kanu. Ndebe Kanu has no business with IPOB ESN. The fund AGUS set up ESN totally belongs to IPOB, not the Kanus. The people that have maintained ESN from its inception up to today has been IPOB and not the Kanus. ESN belongs to the people of Biafrans as the security apparatus that defends and protects the land. It has nothing to do with Ndebe Kanu. Yes, very appreciative. It is efforts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but he did not do it alone. Of course, no brain, no single brain can give birth to such operative or collective efforts. And me and you that have been supporting financially, we are part of it. We are part of the sponsors. ESN. It is not something Ndi Kanu will just assume that it belongs to them. It doesn't belong to them. This is a very wrong notion they have always had. They have had this notion that IPOB belongs to them. From this publication of this yesterday, you can as well see that mentality. Telling you that men that have managed IPOB in the last 5 years, that they are not in control of the structure of ESN. If you want to tell us they are not in control of the structure, who then is the one controlling? Who then is the one directing? Who then is the one guiding them? These guys have turned into saboteurs. So solo hanam we quarter sabotage efforts of the DOS. It was day before yesterday. Oh, ne make a job for can send zina. Opotana airport. Osono. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu send me to thank 100 men. 100 men, mmamanu. Olu na alu ebuka. Enweghị ndị dị ka unu. You are second to none. On the 100 men, mmaman, ekene mo. Lien, zone. All just to sabotage, to jeopardize, to ridicule. Because we've been waiting for them to have their main announcement. Saying, you know, bros DOS. Then we will ask them question. Who then it is? 2 days ago, I made ridicule of them. I told them the 100 men that your creator, onye creator lono, lack the confidence even to come and announce your names. There is no department in IPOB that we do not know who leads that department. When you come to IPOB, we know who leads and controls ESN. The commander, we've had it here. We know the commander of ESN. And we know somebody who is in charge of Europe. We know European rep. We know the person in charge of South America, Nachi. We know the one in charge of Africa now. We know the one in charge of Middle East. IPOB knows the heads of each department. So how come the 100 goats, your creator, Iferekwe here to come and announce you? I did not want in the 100 men. He created a group. He's not even proud of you. If he is not proud to mention your name, then Imana Sobud. Is it what in Sobud? Because Naniji and all. When he says that the people making the announcement are not part of the structure holding ESN, who then is holding the structure? We would like to know this. Dreamers. Nkewi Emmanuel Wuhu ohori Osugi ya nwere men bu osisi, men bu mgbo ịchọrọ. Ihe ọ ma ozi na aha ya ndị oshi. Nke no Germany here, keda aha ya Kanu nta. Ha sị anyị na Kanu nta na in charge of diplomatic, onye nwa je wetara anyị Biafra. Ohi. To tell you that na hundreds of thousands of euro send and wire into his account. Ka agwazie no diplomatic engagements or in charge ka OGM. That is why Injeku Ndoria Sibulu Biafra struggle shifts all away, far away from them. These guys are dubious. These guys cannot be trusted. And I made a post this morning. Hey, when I saw this ESN thing, this post about ESN, and I said, and we place our trust on individuals. Wolves in sheep clothing. We trusted. We believed. Many even sacrificed their life for such personality. Many did not know. He's not what he is, what he claims to be. He's not. Ako channel tutu if you are kohalia. Oya can you do it? Now. When you say that it is not due as a leader, can you tell us then who are the leaders? Mention name. I didn't know what Sophia. What Sophia is an women leader. Ma nkema hala na Canada. Kada ha enjide. Ka on the women leader. Ma nkedi ya chora na island. If you on biko. Nke na kono na Facebook. Oh, you know rejected and dejected. 100 rats. 100 rats. Nobody is, even your creator is not even bold. No, come on, you're not even proud of us. Why can't you introduce us? My Biafrans, no, now I know what is in charge. You cannot be leading without and when you hear the underground. At least I'm not your voice. Unexisted 100 rats. Unexisted 100 rats. And make it now, man. Where are you doing this job? Nobody can describe it. Egberima way. So, when you tell us that the people talking about ESN are not in the structure, they don't have control. Who has control? Deputy HOD Agwaganyo commander, onye na control ihe. Can you guys have such courage then to tell us who then? If you say Okeke is not, can you then tell us who then it is? Let's listen to it again.
Was presented indeed on behalf of Biafrans and the leadership as well. It wasn't just Chinasa's own opinion. It is opinion of all of us. And by the way, he's one of us. You have to understand that. He has our security department and none other.
And none other. You heard it. Makomaka ndohi. Umunne Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa mekata sanye no ya na uzi ESN. Hey! Okwa na Ekperima phase 2 na rise na ihe. Okwa na Ekperima phase 2. Simon mekata sanye no ya nwezi ESN. That he is the ESN. Ekpa. Simon Njok anakwa akọ ihe. Anaghị akọ no ihe. No ya nwa is in charge. Before also kwa ketaka second phase of Ekperima rise again to tell you no Howard is in charge of ESN. Can you tell us how? Expatiate. Those days in secondary school, when we hear teacher gave say, sir, expatiate. And expatiate, let's understand you. Let's understand. Oh, here anyocha broad day robbery. Let's continue to
listen so good. He's doing a very marvelous job, and we must continue.
In Anuya. He is doing a marvelous job, and we must continue.
We must continue. Mazi.
Okay? Yeah. So, we know our leaders. Every structure, every department in IPOB, Anyema who leads. When there is problem, we know who controls that department, who to speak to, and who to contact. Who to contact. So, can you not go quite home with him? And how one to look at the Benimao? All one of Simon Ekba Binary. Come back. It's Simon Ekba reincarnation. Simon Ekba reincarnation. Onye Kasi. Kedia. Okay. They do not speak for ESN. Akwande DUS can agwanye. They do not speak for ESN. They do not speak for IPOB. Hey! Okotoreko. Oh, all days for ESN. They are not speaking for IPOB. They are not speaking for IPOB, but they have made announcements now for 30th May. And they shege that day. Hey, they have made an announcement for people to change their DP pictures. And people have responded. These are the people you are telling us they are not in charge of IPOB. Can't you see you guys are liars? I don't know when I say that is why I know Hebrew struggle and he shift you away from you. Guys, restructuring is going on. And it's well needed. It's well needed. Okay, can I go? Oh, and they are in charge of IPOB. And yet he cannot tell us the chairman of 100 men. na onye ukwa chairman 100 men nke aha ebere emegbukworam. Kedu ka ị ga-esi uzi chairman and Oga refused to introduce you? It doesn't look good now. Man, the women leader. Hey! Ebere ọ na-emegbukwana n'Mbika. Hey! Let me continue. I say, they do not speak for IPOB. They are enemies of Biafra restoration, opportunists feeding off confusion, and agents planted by the Nigerian. Ha tọrọ ebe a na-akpọ ndị mmadụ government agent. Onwere ihe ọzọ na nke aha a na-akpọ chi ụmụ Igbo. Onye aha na-use fake account aha. Enwere ihe ọzọ ọ na-aka ụrọ government agent. And all that same person they use David Ikenna. All that same person Roger Dillion. Na onye aha enwerozikwe peace. I'm saying because ya wenu wa ke ekpela na ekpenu n'ishi e wenu ọrụ. Amanu ma Chukwu ejaze ekpere disi. Amara ma Chineke a ga-eme ebere. Gbagharawanụ mmehie na mmehie ka nkụ. Mmefie dị too much. Amara ma Chukwu a ga-eme ebere. Government agent. If the people they are calling government agents are then Nigerian government wouldn't fight a single battle to take over IPOB because the power lies in their hands. The power lies in IPOB leadership hands. They would have given an IPOB into their hands, but they have fought hard. Look at the amount of fight the DUS fought over ESN, especially Chinasa Nwuru. Chinasa Nwuru na-emekata halabela ya onye na-akpa aha ndị be anyị that he was mentioning our people's names on the radio. These are all efforts this guy put in place to make sure na ya expose the real criminals. When he comes to the radio, he will mention their names and tell you they are not ESN. These are how strong men fought. to protect the very structure, ESN structure. They are now telling you that they are not in control. This is how hard they fought. Okay, let's continue to read to see more names. Then I say they are enemies of Biafra restoration, opportunists feeding off confusion, and agents planted by the Nigerian state to fracture trust, create disorder, and weaken the only indigenous self-defense architecture that has successfully protected our people. Then he says, the public is advised to disregard every social media audio, post, broadcast, fabricated, directed, claiming to emanate from ESN operations are not. Onya is sick. Onya is very, very sick. Okay, this is a very simple memo published by Mazi by this frustrated individual. So, my question to you, if DOS do no longer control IPOB, can you then tell us who then do? We would like to know. We would like to know. Even you that is listening to me, if you are among the 100 rats, if you are in the comment section or you are listening and you are among the 100 rats, even if you are the chairman of the 100 rats or the women leader, you surround a women leader, please, you can call me. I place my number there. Call me and tell us how you have become the leader of IPOB, because as far as we know, we have not heard anything from the supposed leaders now. The only people we knew and have continued to discharge their duties is no other people but the Central Command we know, which are the DOS leadership. So anybody claiming that the DOS are no more in control of IPOB, you can call us and tell us that you know who then is the people controlling IPOB, or who then are the ones managing ESN. These are the questions we would like to ask. We would like to know. And then make a job for because that one has been behaving. Okay, let me take this call from Biafran child. Biafran child, 1 second though. Okay, yeah, I can hear you now, and I think people can hear you. Okay. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Ada. Before I will continue, I have to make this announcement, and I want the people of Biafra to listen.
Okay.
I want to make it clear, because very soon now they will tell you, Mazi shike dozie ma sepam, Mazi shina asa sepam, or for ma sepam, I want to make it clear, Nnamdi Kanu is not my leader anymore. Mazi Okenlo is telling the world, Nnamdi Kanu is not my leader. Again, he may be their leader. For me, he's no more my leader. And any day that I mistakenly said leader, that is a slip of tongue. These people are dirty. These people are real dirty. These people have used us. I know I keep on saying this to every one of them. They don't know. I keep on telling them, if Nnamdi Kanu can open his mouth and begin to tell his minions, his hookworms, that he was working with Simon Eber, and we were here fighting for the man in question, that means that it's not, believe you me, Mazi Okenlo, I don't know what is wrong with you. I don't know why you fall so cheap like this, but it's okay. We have continued. And I want to advise the leader of indigenous, I want to advise DOS, led by Mazi Shike Dozim, he should do something. Nnamdi Kanu is no more leader of IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of
100 men. 100 E-rats.
E-rats. that.
Oh, that's why. Sorry, Biafran. That's why each time I want to write about it, I write like this: MNK Irat, because he's the creator of Irat. Irat belongs to him, and it doesn't belong to IPOB. So now, yes. MNK Irat. If you want to refer to those Irats, one of her MNK, because they belongs to MNK, not to IPOB. MNK Irat. Yes. That's whom they are.
Yes. He is the leader of 100 Irats. And the leader of Avid. And the leader of Rising Sun. Nnamdi Kanu is no more the leader of IPOB. I've made it clear. Because he told the hookworm called Methuselah. The ringworm called Methuselah. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or who is Mazi? He said that Nnamdi Kanu told him the reason why he did not work with DOS, the reason why he abandoned DOS, and he started working with Simon Eber. And the same hookworm called Methuselah, the same ringworm, he thinks that people are not listening to all these things that he's saying on social media. He will go some platform and tell them that Nnamdi Kanu is not working with Simon Eber. He will still go to another platform. He will tell them the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu abandoned DOS and choose Simon Eber. From both of his mouths, he's saying the same thing. That is why I want to make it clear. And I want to say this open. I want to say this here. I keep on challenging them, but since almost 3 days, I've been going to every platform on social media, on TikTok, even though the hookworm called me to Stella. I went to his platform and told him to go and tell them that Mazo Kenino Kechku is waiting for them. And I want them to listen and listen very careful. Any day, the one they said, because I want to be on I don't want to go against the protocol. I don't want to go against the superior officers, what they told me. But I'm keep on pushing them so that they will come out again. Last 2 weeks, Nayanya came out on their radio and said that Mazi Collins is a criminal. Mazi Shinas and Worubonyoshi. Mazi Keafia. Mazi, head of HDOS. Mazi Shikedozim is the one that closed the account. Now, that was the last 2 weeks, but I come again. I come again because of the protocol. I challenge Nayanya. I challenge Kanu Takano. From 2 days ago, I started this challenge. Any day, I want them to come out now and say that Mazi Shinas and Worugonoshi. I want them to come out now that Mazi Shikedoziem is the one that closed the account. I want them to come out again and begin to lie to people that Mazi Collins were, trying to create a Visa card to begin to extort money from that account. I told them and I challenged them. We were in December. I challenged them. If they ever come out, I will open a can of worm to the extent that the Biafrans will stone these people. They are not going to wait order from DOS. The Biafran people will take the stone by themselves and begin to pursue them. And if they push me more, I will go beyond when Nnamdi Kanu was here with us. I challenge them again. If they burn their mama well, if they burn their papa well, again, from 2 days ago, I begin to challenge them this. I know before, they could have gone to their radio and begin to call, this one is criminal, this one is criminal. Also, in the same meeting, I told them, I challenge you, come out. Just come out and say that Collins is a criminal. Just come out and say that Mazi Shikedoziem is the one that closed the account. Just come out and speak. Just come out and make him just walk, just talk. Listen, in my Gorogo census, I will count census to these people. Tell them Nnamdi Kanu, I will count census for them. And believe you me, Biafra will pursue them. I went to Methuselah, the hookworm. I told him that this is the challenge that I'm proposing. I want you to help me to push it. You are going to help me. I went to one they call a ringworm called Paul Achebe. I told him, please, I want you to push this, my agenda, so that they will be able to come out and mention any person's name again. Let them try it. Let them just open their mouth and try it again, and they will see what will happen. The world will chase these people. Biafrans will chase these people. These people are criminals. These people are born criminals. Nnamdi Kanu were in Kenya. What is he doing in Kenya? What is he doing in Kenya? And And now they are telling you that it's not a Mazi Shina is GOC, the overall commander of Eastern Security Network. There's nothing they can do about it. That's why I make it clear. Nobody sends me. I'm not taking anything from Mazi Shike because very soon now they will tell you Mazi Shike doesn't send him. Mazo Kenno Ketu is speaking. I have what it takes. I have what it takes to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is no more my leader. Nnamdi Kanu is not my leader. Nnamdi Kanu can never be my leader, and he will never again be my leader. That is why Ikenga left this struggle. Ikenga challenged Nnamdi Kanu to come to court and denounce Simon Eba. Said that Kanu Eba, you are not working with Simon Eba. He refused. Ikenga left. They begin to carry Ikenga. The same thing they did to us. They manipulated our mind. In essence, that Ifan Yuba is the one that brought his plane to carry that Nnamdi Kanu. We don't know that that was a game, so that they will go back and begin to extort money from Ifan Yuba. That is exactly what they did. Every day, Ifan Yuba will keep on explaining. Ifan Yuba will go, may his soul rest in peace. I said, my next trip to Nigeria, of course, I must visit that man's grave, and I must explain to that man. Because these people are using game on us. That is what they did on Ifan Yuba. So that Ifan Yuba will keep on giving them money. Ifan Yuba will keep on giving them money. And we will be outside here, begin to attack Ifan Yuba, a man that have not done anything to us. And this is also what led to the rest in peace of that man. Because this man, the man was on CNN crying, telling us how he helped this Nnamdi Kanu. Telling us how we have helped this Nnamdi Kanu that want to destroy IPOB. But we are telling them, Nnamdi Kanu, you cannot do it. I'm telling Nnamdi, I want you to know there is nothing you can do. I want them to copy it. You know, they tell them, no man's okay, no, to the general. In Batsiago, one day where it's piano, Roger, Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot lead IPOB again. You don't have what it takes. Because now I begin to understand that even though Kenya that you travel, you want to collapse IPOB. You want to collapse IPOB. Probably the money is there now. People are visiting you. That is why you come out on social media or in public domain telling the world that you have the right to buy and to make people to live. Just look at what a man is saying from his mouth. A man that we know when he started. A man that we push to the level that he is. Now he have turned to King Kong. Makana always supreme, always supreme. And you have forgotten that in Igbo land, there is nothing like supreme. We are Republican by nation. So I'm making it clear. If you people are still calling him a leader, Nnamdi Kanu can never be my leader, and I will never be his. And I want to make it clear again. All this unaliving of our people, Mazo Kenno Kechuku, never for once seated where they are discussing to take the life of our people. I never sent anybody to go and buy person for me before. So I want to make it clear. My hands are clean. I am not involved in all this criminality of Simon and Nnamdi Kanu. I am not involved. I am making it clear.
Of course, Biafran child, it's so clear. We know. Rather, it's we. I know how every one of us fought. I remember your brokers, all you did to stop the criminal activities of Simon Ekpa. We all attacked him. So anybody pointing at you is just being dubious and malicious. Of course, we know. The
reason why most of our people, they should begin to denounce it. It does not matter. We took oath, and our name is being registered. If the world are looking for today, they will go and look for the registered member. So I want the great people of Biafra, these people that are following DOS today, people that want Biafra to come, whenever you come, denounce it. Tell them that you are not involved on Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Eba, because they make it clear that he was working with Simon Eba. And Simon Eba, we are unaliving of our people. This Nnamdi Kanu couldn't come also on court and denounce and say Simon Eba is not working for me. So that is why I'm making it clear. I am not involved. And the sins of their fathers, we follow them. The sins that they have committed against our people, we follow Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Eba. I don't know anything about it. I joined this Biafran restoration as a peaceful movement. and we believe in referendum. That is why I joined it. I never joined to kill our people for Biafra to come. No. Because what I'm understanding today is like they were killing our people. They were killing our people. Nnamdi Kanu was in support of it. Because he was working with Simon Eber. He worked with Simon Eber. The Hukum come to say, I have made it clear. He made it both clear that, yes, this is what Nnamdi Kanu told him. That to Andy DOS is amazing and Hamati and Emma use with Simon Eber. Simon Eber, when they was in the ban, you could not say anything. Simon Eber, which then the ban, we were a national coordinator, Biafran national coordinator. You could not say anything. You could not say anything. I put on social media, by that time, you know, some people are not, they don't like abusing them. They will go back, one year, gonna collect ego.
No, that time, Gafene. That time, Emma, this is exactly what they wanted to do to this DOS. Emma, Hannah, all these allegations now, government agents, infiltrators, imposters, they have collected money. These are the things that happen. DOS. It is we said no because we have known this is their modus operandi. Onye alokochala olu with eboye ebubo choka hakboye mmiri. We knew this and this is why we will continue to start. And onye wa Melioji did difficult now to come and make any announcement he planned to. Because the more Anna coin her, the more Anna coiling her, the more people are getting angry. I understand your anger. Because each time I send their lawyer be an announcement. Ndi 100 goats, mama no, ekene una lubu onwuru n'olu. Come on, one day there has never been any greetings for IPOB family. There has never been any mention of IPOB. You cannot tell me because 1 second. Because yes, 1 second. Look, I saw what somebody is writing here. Genti. People are being open and transparent. Somebody like me, I will tell you, if you distance yourself from me, I'm far away from you. I cannot talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anymore because he has been ignoring us. He has been distancing himself away from us despite all our efforts to make sure that he's released. Opotazie edunye the lawyer say be assigning the 100 men. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had problem with the DOS, I expected him to limit that problem within him and the DOS. He wouldn't have extended it to IPOB family. This is where he wronged us. And that is why when you come to me and tell me things about him, I will tell you, because children should be spared and left out of it. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is kicking against the struggle. No issue with the DOS. Let it remain there. If one may be a struggle, he wants to jeopardize things. And that is why we are not happy with him. And I cannot be calling you a leader when I see that your intention against the struggle we are referring you as the leader. You had a very bad intention over the struggle. It should be jeopardize. So what also a Biafran child in a similar thing before? You cannot continue this way and you will respect us. Somebody like me, in a leader, is out of my diary. Is out of my dictionary. And you have here. Yeah?
Ada, Nnamdi Kanu have planned from the day one to destroy this struggle. Let me tell you, some of our people, because we don't want to say this thing out. If Nnamdi Kanu can seize the money of IPOB, what do you think? Is it not to collapse the IPOB? Is it not to collapse the struggle? If they can seize the mega money that we contributed for over a year, if he can seek the money, tell Nayanya not to release any money, is it not to collapse the DOS and IPOB? This is it. So I am making it clear. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. We push that man to that level he is, and we are the people that are also going to draw him to the mud. We are going to draw that man to the mud. As far as he joined hand to buy our people, because there's no how we can deny it. He have made it clear in different places. He have used the I don't know if it's the head of the minions, the Hukum call me to seller, the minions, and he have said it. And that is exactly what Methuselah is going to every platform on TikTok to be telling people that Nnamdi Kanu have abandoned, is not using DOS again. That is why he used Simon Ekpa. So, and you know why I'm so angry, and why I'm so angry on that idiot, that who called Methuselah, is that the guy is speaking from both of his mouth. He will go to other platform. He will begin, when people will be asking him, you people are those that are eyeing our people in Biafra land. He will say no. The people will ask him. But Simon is a disciple to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same idiot to call who Methuselah. We said no. And if we go to another platform, he will mellow his voice.
Lucky, I will call you Lucky. Biafran chat because some rises here, or let me.
Thank you very much. So yeah. I want to repeat this again. I am challenging Kanunta. Nennayanya, that's act illiterate called Nennayanya. Siana Mosia, also no Jada Atuya. Ya just puta since 2 days can get medicine. Ya puta sena Mazi Shike Dozim is the one that closed the account. Ya puta sena Mazi Collins, the Zuegani. Ya potassium and Mazi she has a more bonoshi. Then I will open the can of what, you know, they have been asking me for the proof, and the proof is already proof with Yapa, proof with Yapa, and I want to push them because of the protocol they give me, that they told me that I should forget what happened in the past. Let me push them again so that they will come out. Since over 2 days now, you will not see them. All of them, they are running in sound. Kanunta is a criminal, Nami they talk, and I have every proof. And I thank you very much. Nnamdi Kanu is not my leader. Nnamdi Kanu is not the leader of Okechukwu. Mazi Okenu is not my leader. And he will never be my leader again.
Let me pick this call. Okay, Jabiko, let me pick this call and I will call you. Okay, Jabiko, bear with me. Okay, let me pick you. Okay, can you second pick before you become angry now with me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, I'm good evening. I'm calling from Georgia.
Yeah, I know.
Dave.
Yeah, I know, Dave. Dave, Gani. That's what I'm getting. I work when you were that. Oh, Coronia Bugoza, man. I'm jumping now to pick you.
It's good now. At least a team, man.
It's so bad.
My sister, yeah, I enjoy it, but I don't want to talk too much. Understand what happened now. Yes, Biafran child raise but I would rather always some area of my property, so can you man what now? Yes, us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his leader. Personally, not his leader. That's fine. I'm not disputing that, but that's not who the leader of IPO until.
No. He didn't say that he's not the leader of IPO. He said he's not the leader of Okechukwu, which is him.
Okay, no, I heard that one. Yeah, I heard that one clearly, but I think he said, was he the leader of AKH? I think that was Echimunu.
No, he didn't. He can't say that because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the leader of IPO.
I wanted to correct that part, right? That's the reason why I called. In order for him to be that, he doesn't really have to say so until the DOS actually tells us, okay, this is what it is right now. The institutions today, now we cannot refer him as this, which I know they will not even do that.
They will not do that. It's not their intention going into that.
No. Personally, you can denounce him as not your leader. There's no wrong with that due to all his atrocities. Then another thing at work here, yes, it's true that almost every day we come out to talk. It's good to talk and then try to enlighten our people. Why we so much talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? On top of that, why wouldn't you take let's say like 3 hours of your broadcast, maybe talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At the same time, we will 1 hour teach our people the importance of this month. One of the reasons we all know with some of this Biafran war, whatever, that this in the play. Well, you look at these are the people now. Oh my God, this work I making 30th of May. You hope to see a home by him. I hope to see their pictures. The sufferings they've been through. This is the reason why every year we have to observe that 30th of May. And on top of that, again, the reason why we talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is make a woman it's like it's sort of advice, sort of the area on them now, Rotago. It's better for him. Is still but as for the DOS and IPO, we have already moved on. Not that we have forgotten him, but he only mail that now. I'm sure there are areas he has, he's not getting it right. He knows. So yeah, come back to his mind for him to reverse and then try to do something better. Because your job that even though he came up and open our eyes in the sense that now I want to preach it. Not because that now a family big business, that's why we joined. He preached, he opened our eyes, we followed him and we joined him. Okay, it was something very bad that if IPOB in general rejected totally, that all his effort is in vain. All his effort is in vain. And it's a very bad thing to say that now, okay, he has his family. We want to see, with his family, as if his family is more this thing, only more there's no more respect or more put more value that his family carried this big IPOB that made him who he is. You understand what I'm saying? So my major thing, the reason why I call pretty much is that now one, when we talk about him, later people know that we're not really castigating him or whatever. And then on top of that, the 30th of May, play here the sufferings our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our brothers, our sisters, they went through from 67 to 1970.
Yeah, they're very crude in order. Yeah, but had it been you listening to this broadcast from the beginning, yeah, I took some time to talk about our film.
Talking about it and playing the video. Playing the video also is very important because there's a lot of people in Nigeria, people don't watch TV. Most of them are not watching TV. So you have to see some of those old videos. They show those young boys. They show you the starvation. Show them that's a these are the reasons why because they will feel so bad and remorse. So this is most of them maybe if you play, it might be the very first day of them seeing it. You just never know. And that thing they later on will be say, okay, and this is the why we needed Biafra so bad, and this is why we are against Mazi and Kanu, that you want to, not try to listen to a family business. And that's why we're just, trying to warn him like the route is going, it's in fact, goes out there. So very importantly, select some of those videos, play to our audience, let them say exactly the main reason why we need Biafra and why we will not let this Biafra be corrupt.
Yeah, thank you for your contributions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Jaman, let me call you now. Hello, welcome to the program, Akija. Sorry, I missed your call.
It's okay. It's okay. I can see you have done a lot of analysis, and I decided to also contribute my own quarter. And I want to appreciate you for the good work we are doing for the IPOB and its leadership and Biafra in general. I want to get you Biafrans, the voice we are hearing is the voice of the radical Biafra man. It's very clear that Mazi Kanu know what he's doing. And this very moment, people should understand. If this Yanabo, how do I call it? Those that have this kind of mindset, let's give Mazi Kanu benefit of doubt. Please stop using that English. Mazi Kanu has already made up his mind. Mazi Kanu agenda is to destroy IPOB. And that is to make it clear that the siblings of Mazi Kanu, every one of them has been pushing for Mazi Kanu to disband the leadership, the DOS. And if Mazi Kanu disband DOS, meaning that he has disbanded IPOB and ESN. So earlier people threw away this emotional freedom fighting thinking and embrace the fact if Mazi Kanu can go to the extent of giving people information which is fake information about his own wife because the woman refused to compromise. He has given people the details about the father of this wife, and he's given this to the Wawa princess of Afaru Quebec, a former police who built a house about 70 million naira, also bought a car for 19-year-old boy who refused to marry a sister. And they go online doing what? Castigating the father of the wife of Mazi Kanu, castigating the brothers, castigating the wife of Mazi Kanu, calling her all manner of name. And you will say, no, it's Kanu Takano, it's Malelo Kanu. No, Mazi Kanu is the person that built this very arrow. The only thing you need to do is to distribute this very arrow, and it continue to play innocent. You know what he's doing? So people should understand that Mazi Kanu already abandoned IPOB before relocating back to Kenya. Not that relocating back to Kenya. First of all, he went to Ethiopia. And the Ethiopian government told Mazi Kanu to leave. They give them some days to leave, that they don't want to have problem with Nigeria. That is the red flag that Mazi Kanu is supposed to see, that he's not welcome in Africa and he's not safe. If Mazi Kanu don't have the mind of abandoning IPOB, he will make up his mind and travel back to Europe. But because he already have the mind that he has made a lot of money, that he is you know, let's call it spade a spade. No. Why is it that the siblings are telling Mazi Kanu the only option to destroy IPOB is to disband DOS? No, are you hearing me? So why is it that the siblings are bringing the opinion of disbanding the DOS to tell you that DOS has been the target of the Mazi Kanu and his sibling from the beginning? And he made this open confession to the little girl who is about 19 years in America, the former secretary. About you know, the happiness. And these lawyers tell us clear that Mazi Kanu has already formed 100 men, I think 2018 and 2019, to tell you that everything that those lawyers are coming out to say, Mazi Kanu is the person in charge, is the brain behind everything. Because Mazi Kanu don't want to answer IPOB and its leadership for accountability. He's shying away from accountability because he got for example, Nogi, a man that was by Ethiopian government said, we don't need you here. You relocated back to Kenya. But from Kenya, Mazi Kanu don't enter flight. He chartered private jet from Kenya to Ethiopia, $75,000, $65,000 to go and do what? Ordinary nightclub in Ethiopia. What I'm saying is not, these are the reality on ground that our people must come to realize why Mazi Kanu is fighting so hard, want to destroy DOS. The same DOS that he told Ushemofo that the only people that can act between him and Ushemofo accountability is the IPOB Directorate of State. Mazi Kanu is not running away from his own statement. Once he confessed to Ushemofo that they are answerable to the Directorate of State, once the Directorate of State called them, that is compulsory, that the Directorate of State office is bigger than the office of Deputy Radio Biafra Director and the Director himself. But today, Mazi Kanu is doing opposite. If Mazi Kanu said to Simon Eba to cast a vote of no confidence of DOS, also sack them, and you ask yourself, where is the crime of the wife of Mazi Kanu? Can anybody tell me the crime of that woman? No. The only crime she commits is by going on Radio Biafra to tell the world, my own husband don't know this very Nico Pukon Simon Eba, that anything he's doing today is not doing it for the sake of my husband. This very woman don't know that that very statement did not go down well with Mazi Kanu, not his siblings. Because everything that his siblings are doing, Mazi Kanu is the chief engineer, is the brain behind everything you are seeing today. So our people should throw away emotion, stop saying, give him benefit of that is in prison. Mazi Kanu is active. As I'm speaking now, your program, Noge is watching you. Is watching you. He watched all the IPOB media that represent IPOB defending the leadership, because he confessed to Methuselah and then Darlington. He said they are very foolish. He said, look at the people following the leadership. They can analyze, they can break down things. He said to Methuselah that Methuselah is not standing political correctness. That Methuselah broke out like a cat. Yes. No, what I'm telling you now, Methuselah is aware. That is the reason Methuselah come to my program this evening. Because you know that what I'm saying is true. So for you to understand, you know, because the person that cleared Mazi na Kanu all these things, Nnamdi Ejiofor is one of them that say Mazi na Kanu. Because now they put the main media of IPOB, you know, with the structure of the leadership, the structure of the IPOB. So now with you, So what I'm saying in essence is that anybody coming here telling you, our leader, let the leadership drop a memo of warning to Mazi na Kanu. It's not the founder of IPOB, meaning that Nnamdi Kanu can be sacked. It's not the founder. But that let me make us to understand some time ago that Mazi na Kanu is the landlord. All of us are tenants. To tell you, if you does not have any statement, business.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in Bonezuzu. That guy on the end of one that only a go on Ozuka.
Mazi na Kanu si Kanu tani ego last week. Kanu Kanu si ego adia, ne ani enyi ego. You got to go. Ne ani enyi ego na ndene represent IPOB leadership. No one enyi ego. Wa oji bro kaya di enyi ego mbo na so ego data. So for you to understand that anywhere these people are going is where they are going to make money. They are not for transparent. And if you check, every one of them are speaking one mind that they were under duress. The other one said it was voodoo. The other one said I was deceived. I don't know what I was doing. Is it not the same Simon Eber? Is it not the same pattern? To tell you what they are doing. But the thing is that, let me round up. Let me just summarize. One thing I want to make clear to Biafrans. If Mazi na Kanu can give the war princess of Apahuku a fake information about his own wife, by that you go on air, be telling Biafrans, it's not marrying I've divorced her, I'm no more married to her. And this woman came to see you just some weeks ago, who should spend about 9 days with this very woman. Meaning that Mazi na Kanu is a deceiver. Right? Because from my understanding, I must say the way it is. A wine in Urano, both traditional and village. When I did one little wine, Yaja one catching up the Abu DJ Kendara and Venezuela and Natundi Bunga or set young up. Kina Jena Vandamade, also known ya publish a document here, and also known as Kanu. Okay, Suraha. Ejuana Keye, Papa Uchechu Kanu Nnamdi Kanu. Keyo Maria. Keyo Munya Maria. This woman said, no, I'm not going to partake in this very criminality of the Kanus. All sorts of offense the woman committed. Okay. And you ask, when shall I call the wife of Mazi na Kanu all manner of name? The siblings of Mazi na Kanu. Are they not on social media? Mazi na Kanu, is it not on social media? That will tell you where that slogan comes from. Just the way the slogan of gangster, so that Mazi na Kanu give us, say we are gangster, and they carry it out. So this, who are the gangster? Who are gangster? So
What they call internet. Anyway, you have spoken. They were lucky one nature. Now, I want to say something for some of you, based on what the other caller said before occasions. If you think we are just unnecessarily talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just to insult him, you are a very big liar. Some of you have not taken the risk I took for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of you have not spent what I spent for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of you has not campaigned as I have done. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody, let me not lie, I used to like before. I used to like as a leader before. Many occasions when this issue started, when the lawyers started to issue certain things, I was among the ones that keep on defending him, telling people that it's not him speaking. But deep down in me, I knew his hand is made. When 13 Commandments came, I spoke to the lawyer that released that 13 point. He told me that no Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He even told me that if I like, if I have any brother or sister that will go and see him, that he will make a way for somebody to come on my behalf and speak to him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been involved in trying to take steps, personal interest steps against the struggle. I knew this from the beginning, but I protected him because I saw him as Eze Adehemu Igbonto. If you have been following me, when I picked offense, is when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started to talk about introduce Vid. And now Vid, he entered 100 men. Despite that, I noticed some of the things, the way he treated IPOB during Ekbedoma issues. I noticed he refused to disassociate IP himself from Ekbedoma. I noticed it. All these things. I'm on his steps. There is one video I knew I got hold of that video where he came out in the court that time to thank the rising sun. He mentioned their name, Madam Bridget Uibo. It killed my soul. Those days, I did not react. He continued. So my anger got aggravated of late because the more we try to protect him, the more he keep on exposing himself, the more he keep on kicking hard on the struggle. When it comes to the handling of money, I have known from the beginning that he did not handle IPOB's money well. I have known that a lot of hundreds of money were moved to Kanu. I knew this information some years ago. But what aggravated my anger, the more I na pampaya, the more he wants to tisai hanyineme, and he had no regard for us. If he had problem with the DOS, I expected him to continue to maintain relationship with the house because we have continued to assume and take him, reverence him as the leader. But we were giving him front hand, but he has continuously to give us backhand. Some of you know, but I knew he knows everything. And I send the people on our way. But he wants to do his will. He wants to satisfy his personal interest. He doesn't care about the movement of the struggle, the growth of the struggle. He just knows about himself and himself alone. So, and I'm not talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because I want to criticize him. That I am talking about him today is as a result of the day before yesterday, he sent Nnemeke again to come and do Mmamano, 100 rats, Mmamano. That one we go through me. I kept that one. Yesterday again, Opotakwa to come and tell us now DOS are no more in charge of IPOB and ESN. What a lie. What are you guys even talking about? You cannot continue to protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the way he goes. Onye na-protect na azọkwa n'onwe ya azọ. Onye na-awụ ekpere n'isi ya na-enyere onwe ya aka ka Chineke nwee ike za ekpere. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ekweghị control. Okweghị mmekwata. He wants to do his thing. And we can't move along him this way. Okay, let me pick your call. Hello, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much, for your program. Thank you for everything. You see, the problem that people have, these people you see defending Nnamdi Kanu, coming out, is people that never contribute something. A person that, I don't know whether people supposed to be in our shoes. People, when you contribute something, just check for your own family. You do something to your brother or your family to do something. The person, along the way, the person fraud you. How can you feel? Talk less of organization. Do you know what happened there? Nnamdi Kanu sees money of organization. In brother don't have right. Nobody here in brother voice come out. We come out because of Nnamdi Kanu. Tell us that all of us are looking for Biafra. This is not a family business. We come out. So the money that we contribute, Nnamdi Kanu sees all the money. Take the money, travel to Kenya, living life. When people talk, the people will come here to defend because they never contribute anything. Yes, there's the people that never contribute, just like somebody like onye, the women. Those ones never contribute something. That's why they are defended. Methuselah are defended. Methuselah never contribute anything. Only using kind. Even when you go to IPOB protest, he will use people. People will pay for hotel where he stay. People pay for everything for him. Those people, when somebody never spends something, you know, he will take it light. For people that have contributed, nobody is happy. Me, myself, I know question people ask me every time. The people, even from beginning, people, the time that we was defending him, people tell me, say, this man is a fraud. And true, he's fraud. This is fraud. How can you seize the money of organization? No money in account. If these men are not well, they are not men that they know what they are doing to us. You know that nobody will hear IPOB again. That is the plan. Nobody will hear IPOB again because he can't run any organization if you don't have money. Money is everything. Nnamdi Kanu sees it. He sees the money. Money the people can contribute. When he sees the money, what is in plan? And the people are coming here. But when people is people that contribute their money and they are even risking their life. When they talk, the people that never contribute anything will come out to want to defend Nnamdi Kanu because they don't know anything. It's just like as the people say, people money, their hard money, they will take to do another thing. They take it to contribute because of the name because of the love of their nation. Nnamdi Kanu take all this money. That's why you want to destroy IPOB. Nothing more. This is what is running. All the money that he takes for politicians, the one that he takes for politicians, he won't reach him. It's only that IPOB on. If he's a good person, let him release that money. Tell the people, take your money. But you hold the money. Nnamdi Kanu is really fraud, nothing more. He's a criminal. So we will put him in category of criminal. The Biafra child is telling you, how can you call a criminal, a person that fraud you, your leader? Somebody fraud you, call him a leader? I don't know what people mean. The person that is or something, you still respecting him. Respect him for what? A man that don't have integrity? A criminal? He's a common criminal. He gives the money. He has to release the money. Even after he first Nigeria, he will come and face Ipob. That money, he must release that money. Wherever he keep that money, he must bring the money of organization. Accept it. That Biafra, he will expect another war. We will fight with his family, Kanu family, with the people, IPOB. We will fight. Thank you very much. Keep on for your program. Don't listen for those people. They never contribute anything, so don't listen to them. I know what you are paying. I'm in your shoe. Also, this is what I feel. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Ndewo. Some of you started this struggle as early as 2012. If you started that time and you were so dedicated to this struggle and you were supporting, things have gone out of your pocket. sacrifices has been made by you. You cannot tell me that you have tried to sustain a movement for the past 10 years, 12 years. And after that, your leader will come out and be telling you that you are not among the number that will restore Biafra. That there are 900 divine projects. He calls it divine project from above, sent by God, sanctified by God, dedicated by God. That they are the ones that will restore Biafra. And you that started 10 years ago, all your efforts, all your sacrifices are now in vain. It's an insult. This insult is even extended to the dead. When you begin to say now 100 men get restored Biafra, that means you have neglected, overlooked the sacrifices of the dead. The people that sustained the vital services of the movement, you have neglected them. You have backed them, including his own salary. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were on the whopping salary of £10,000 monthly when he was out. £10,000 monthly as a salary. Someone collecting that amount of money, all people, including those people, those people you have overlooked, those people you have neglected, those people that you are no longer counting among the numbers, all how I would be so dedicated, making those contributions that amounted to your £10,000 salary. They sustained you. They looked after you. They sustained the struggle. They looked after the struggle. So how come then Ipob every day send their lawyers, say they can raise 100 men? No respect for IPOB. No respect for members. No respect even for the dead. No respect for the leadership. And you are telling me, say, who are you telling that? Until he stop, we are not going to stop. Why am I even talking about him today? Because of what he wrote in their so-called press release. How can you tell us that the people that have secured ESN for the past 5 years, that they are outside the structure of ESN, they are not in charge of ESN? How do you tell us, now the same public statement, how do you tell us that the people that have piloted the struggle at your absence, that they are not in charge of IPOB? That means it is those things your eras. So that means eras. Of course, I know not given a send. Oh, I know, I just I know because everything there now that press release exactly what they have been saying. The demented one on Canada. I heard an on that the DOS is not in charge of the ESN. He's been saying it. And your press release yesterday echoed the same thing. Then he picture the confusion. It will be a confusion now. What you set up now, and you think you are gonna happen. You not got this way. Come back. The more you move, the more you need to understand. The more in a the more what is for that? I do retaliate. I do fight back. I do I do bite. I do bite. You cannot be biting us and think we are going to continue to protect you. We've protected you enough. the more anyị na-achọ ka anyị makudo gị ka anyị kpuchie gị, the more ị na-achọ ị na-ewepụsị aka anyị, the more ị na-cause more confusion. When is it going to end? When is it going to end? Onye a na-ekpe ekpere n'isi ya ọ nakwa emekọta n'elu onwe ya ebere. Imetụrụ n'onwe gị ebere ka nwa ma Chukwu agazi ekpere n'isi gị. Ka the more ndị prayer warrior na-ekpe, the more ha na-ekpe, the more ị na-emesasị emesa. Ndị prayer warrior atagbukwe n'onwe ha n'afụfụ. Ndị otu mama Agnes mama Agnes ị nakwa ekpe jirikwa nwayọ imekwa na nnukwu fasting biko na ọsa ka nkụ na ndị prayer warrior ekpe gbuo n'onwe ha na-ekpe. Ka makwụnụ na ekpe ha na-ekpe ma Chineke aga-aza. The more a na-ekpe, the more ị na-eme mpesasị. Ndị prayer warrior ebere ọ na-eme bụkwere jisi na ike anyway. Jisi na ike. Ndị IPOB prayer team, ndị otu mama Agnes bụ okike, ndị otu Auntie Chidemma onye a na-ekpe ekpere n'isi ya ekwekwe ha ekwe. The more a na-ekpe, the more he's getting worse. The more a na-emere fasting and prayer, the more it is getting worse. Ndị anyị na-asị biko si were nwa ya ka ama ma Chukwu agazi ekpere n'isi gị. The more a na-eme ka emekọnọta a na-emesasị emesa. Ịbịa na press release agwa anyị na DOS are not in charge of IPOB. This is what ụmụ ekpere n'ụlọ na-akọ. They have been saying this for the past number of months. We do hear it and we do ignore it. But now Obiago from the center. That means each time he comes from the center, it needs to be responded, and that is why I'm responding to it. I can't respond Canada, demented one, uninformed, demented woman. But once Obiara from this channel, under disbanded Mapa, because I know it's you that wrote it, and I know you're right up now. And they go me and your man know him Mapa that wrote it. You know, it's not a matter of that wrote it. So the more the more we keep on talking. You know what, if now even in age book will Yaka anyị nọkwala onwe anyị unu send ya na-emeka bịa sị anyị 100 men ekene m ọnụ 100 men nwụọ lien kachan unu alụgbukwa onwe unu n'ọnụ. That one was not enough. Unu burukwa public statement land to cause confusion with falsehood. If you tell the public that the DOS are not in charge of IPOB, then who are they, the ones in charge? Who are they in charge of ESN? These are the things who will be responding, especially when it comes to a channel like this. You know? So, I'll be bringing this to an end. And my caption says that ESN belongs to the people, is for the people, is for the protection of Biafra land, is for the protection of Biafrans from Fulani Maluders. It's not for Kanu's family's usage. It's not what Emmanuel Meme used to strike deals with politicians. It's not in here an assign to politicians, assign to her boys. Boys, oh yeah. Children boys, bumbo, bo sisi, kahaloka on dollar. That's not with our ESN. I played the video of our ESN where they were taking oaths. ESN, under the control of DOS, are disciplined. They have self-control. They don't belong to Kanus. They are not agents of Ndolu. Emmanuel na-use. Ọbụrụ ndị na-ezu ohi ka Emmanuel na-use. Ọbụrụ ndị na-atọ mmadụ wee je na ransom like Ekperima, Finland. So, ndị be Kanu staying out from ESN. It does not belong to you. You did not fund it. Una fund her IPOB. Una fund her ESN. ESN was funded and is being maintained by the people, by IPOB members, the hardcores that believed in Biafra restoration. Isum one of them. Isum one of them. Isum Nandi kwuru that na this service of ESN na ga sustain here. I said it some months ago. Every month I made monthly due does not mean that you are not setting something out for the ESN, because that services needs to be sustained. We need to protect it. We need to secure it, because it belongs to us. It's for our defense. It's for our protection. Oburo ihe eji eme deal. Oburo ihe Emmanuel Meme just strike deals with politicians. It doesn't belong to Mazi Nnamdi, my boys. No. It is for Biafrans. Biafrans has sustained it, and Biafrans will keep it as it belongs to the people. And here I bring this to an end. And thank you once again for joining me. And I say good night from here.